Okay, good morning, everyone. It's really nice to have you guys as my students today. I bet you are a little bit tired now, so let our imagination run wild for a little while. Suppose winter vacation is coming, and you have two choices to spend it. Option one, stay at home, but you can be online 24/7. That is to be connected all day long. Option two, take a trip, but you will be offline for 1 full month. No cell phones, no computers, not any digital devices. So which one would you choose? I'm really curious, yes. So how many of you would choose the second one? Would you raise your hands, please? Wow, half, right, okay. I'd like to have a little interview first, those who chose the first one then. How about this lady? Why did you choose, yes, the first one?
Because I think I can leave the phone.
Wow, that's an important reason. Then what do you usually use your phone for?
To chat with my friends and get some information.
Wow, that's very good. Thank you for being honest. Then how about, yes, this lady, you chose the second one, right? Yes. Would you tell me why?
Because I like traveling, and I think I will enjoy the trip without digital devices.
Yes, sure. So can you live without cell phone?
Maybe, yes.
Maybe, okay, good for you. So I believe that no matter which one you choose, maybe you actually want a vacation like this, right? Yes, no wonder it is said that our generation are most afraid of these three things. Do you agree? Yes. But when we rely too much on digital devices, we may suffer from digital addiction. And it might be as toxic as smoking addiction. So what do? We can go on for a digital detox. And this word, detox, comes from toxic, while DE means get rid of. But what exactly does digital detox mean? That's what our author, Ryan Holmes, has done. Now, please, could you figure out the meaning of digital detox from the title of this text we are going to discuss about? Is it go with or without internet? Without, yes, that's correct. Since payoff means bring benefits, so let's find out whether digital detox brought any benefits to the author or not. So in order to answer this question today, our most important objective is to explore the author's findings. And secondly, let's focus on one of his findings in paragraph 11. And finally, let's do critical thinking. So shall we get started with the first one? Okay. Here we go. To explore the findings of the author's digital detox. So to achieve this, let's do a fast reading first. The author is Ryan Holmes. Then who is he? I mean, what does he do for a living? He's a
CEO of a social media company.
Good job. So he mentions another guy at the beginning of the text. What's his name? Paul Miller, yes, and he is a journalist. Then here's my question. Why does the author mention Paul Miller at the beginning of his text? What do the two men have in common? They both had an, yes, digital detox, which is an experiment. Good. So are there two experiments the same or different? We have to do close reading. So because they are experiments, we may try to compare the two by locating the information about the purpose, method, and the findings of each experiment. So first, I will show you an example from Paul Miller's experiment. But before you go to locate the information of the author's experiment, I want to offer you some help. If you are looking for purpose, please pay attention to do structure. But if you are looking for findings, phrases like in the end or in fact can be very helpful. Okay? Now it's your turn to fill the table, and I'd like you to do a group discussion for 1 minute. So you three, please, for purpose, and you three for method, and you six for findings. Okay, let's go. In the end, yes, maybe not, but where do we stand? We have another similar term like. Okay, it seems that you have already got the answer. So let's find out. First, how about your group? Have you found the purpose? Yes, how about this lady? So could you read out?
To free himself from the net and
Yes.
to see what would happen then.
Yes, that's in paragraph 5, right? Then how about paragraph 6? Have you found something?
To step back and get some perspective.
Well done. To get some perspective means to change a way of looking at something. Okay, then how about your group? About the method? How about...
For 14 days offline,
Yes.
and
Is it completely offline?
no, he checked his emails.
Okay, very good. So that's why we say 14 days, almost offline, right? Now, how about findings? Okay, how about you?
He ended up discovering that technology is an evil.
Then that's the first one. How about the second one? Did you find the impact?
In fact, he found himself reflecting on how living and breathing tech has let him experience some of the most rewarding moments of his life.
Yes, okay. Very good job. Now, let's focus on the findings of these two experiments. According to the findings of Paul Miller, generally speaking, he thinks technology is good or evil. So please pay special attention to the underlined words here. Class, please, yes, look at the screen here. So especially the second one, would you look at the second one? The second sentence actually means that with the net, he was more in touch, yes, in touch with life, which means technology is good or evil? Good, of course. Now, how about the author's findings? Please also pay attention to the underlined words. He didn't find it is evil, so that means it's good or evil. Good again, yes. No wonder he says at the beginning of paragraph 8 that this experiment is not unlike Paul Miller's, which means they are similar or different. Similar or different? Similar, of course. So it seems that the author likes using a lot of double negative forms to express positive meanings. So you should be very careful, okay? But did the author learn other lessons, other different lessons? Would you go to paragraph 10 to 12? Did he? Did he? Yes, okay, sure. Especially in paragraph 11. So he learned other lessons. What are these lessons? Let's find out. So let's move on to today, our second topic, second task, to identify and form the thesis statement of paragraph 11. Then here, first, do you know what thesis statement is? It's the main idea or main argument of a paragraph or an article. To complete this task, let's take a few steps. Step 1, could you find out the topic sentence of paragraph 11? Usually speaking, topic sentence is which sentence? The first sentence, yes. Now, class, could you read out the sentence together with me? Snacking is fun, but it shouldn't replace full meals. Very good. But in most cases, the topic sentence is the thesis statement. But do you think in this case, the author also wants to talk about something about food? No, not really. So what is his real subject? Let's find out. Let me borrow 4 boxes. In the first box, the author puts in snacks. which are fun, but they shouldn't replace full meals. Because why does your mother tell you to eat less snacks but more meals? Because meals can give you what? Nutrition, yes, that's a very good word. Or the adjective is nutritious. But the author actually wants to tell us about something else. So snacks actually refer to what kind of online content? Would you go to the second line to find out? Yes, would you please?
Cheap, easy, and addictive pieces of online content.
Yes, very good, okay? Like what? Like WeChat or Weibo, etc., okay? So the formulas actually refer to, would you find out from the last sentence? Have you found out? Yes, have you found out?
Longer, thoughtful articles and good books.
Yes, okay, well done. Because these articles or books, they can do what? They can do what?
It can nourish my mind.
Yes, okay, you have all got it, right? Okay, nourish our mind. So it seems that the author's real subject is in blue boxes, which is an familiar idea. While to clarify of unfamiliar idea, then to clarify this unfamiliar idea, he borrows a familiar idea, which are in the red boxes. So this kind of a writing technique is called analogy, 类比. Now we have known the author's real subject. Then let's try to form the thesis statement of paragraph 11. Since there is an analogy involved, its sentence pattern may provide you a tool to form this thesis statement. A is to B as C is to D. For example, sword is to a warrior as what is to a writer. Can you figure out? Pen, wow, you are really amazing. Okay, now could you use this tool to form the thesis statement of paragraph 11? Okay, I will give you 30 seconds to fill in the blanks. Okay, let's go. Yes, focus on paragraph 11. There is no so-called correct answer. You may have different versions just to make sense. Okay. Yes, you remember the blue boxes. Okay, so let's see what you have got. Anybody? How about, yes, no, I wouldn't choose you. You will be chosen again and again. So how about this lady?
Yes. Cheap, easy, and addictive pieces of online content is to longer, thoughtful articles, as snacking is to eating full meals, and snacking shouldn't replace full meals.
Wow. Well done, very good job. So it seems that you have already know about the real subjects by the blue boxes. But here's my version. Fragmented reading is actually a term which refers to what you have mentioned, cheap, easy, addictive pieces of information online. And this deep reading refers to the longer article or book reading, okay? Now, thanks to you, we have already got the thesis statement of paragraph 11, which is about online reading. So today, our last task is to think critically about online reading. According to the author, fragmented reading is like snacking. But do you think it is totally useless? I mean, can we really learn nothing from WeChat, 朋友圈, or Weibo? So what do you think?
I think we can actually.
So what can you learn in your opinion?
This how to say that 公众号 public some of those things are really pushing out really nice reading materials, and this also this same sort of thing that doing that gives you learning materials.
Wow, that's very great that you can pay attention to this subscriber, right? Yes, and you can learn a lot, but you have to pay attention. Here we are talking about fragmented reading. But fragmented reading, does it refer to this kind of long, thoughtful articles? Yes, not really. We are actually talking about 朋友圈, such kind of a pictures sharing, right? How about this lady? Do you follow your friend's news on 朋友圈?
Yes.
What can you learn from that? Do you think we can learn nothing?
Yes, and sometimes I can learn some information about my majoring and some news in abroad and at home.
Yes, sure. You mentioned a very important word, information. So we can learn something new about our friends, our families, or even stars. And sometimes we may also get to know some like health tips our parents send to us, right? But what can we learn from deep reading, from the book reading? For example, what can you learn, especially from your textbooks, like science, math, Chinese, history? They are different from information, right? So what's the term for that? We can learn what?
We can learn knowledge.
Whoa, very good. That's the word I need, okay? So what's the difference between the two? What's the difference between information and the knowledge? They are actually on different levels of a pyramid. Information tells us what, which is in fragments, while knowledge tells us why, which is more systematic and more valuable. And they both can be acquired through different readings. But here's one more question. Even if we have already know that deep reading is more important, can you just drop fragmented reading completely? No, me either. So how should we balance the two? Could you go to paragraph 6 and locate one keyword the author has learned? What's the word? Could you say together? Moderation. Yes, excellent. So moderation is always used together with in, which means not too much. For example, can you translate this sentence? 碎片化阅读应该适度. Yes, I'd like to invite another lady.
We should do fragmented reading in moderation.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay. Now it seems that you have already know how to use this word. But even if we have already known a lot of knowledge, that doesn't mean we know how to use it in our life, which is called wisdom. After all, not everybody can become a wise man. So just now I have introduced to you a knowledge pyramid. This actually, to be honest, is not my original idea. So I expect you to do more research after class and try to write an essay on the following topic. If we get plenty of information by fragmented reading, can it become knowledge? So when you are trying to finish this assignment, I have 2 requirements for you. First one, you should pay attention to the definition of the 3 terms here about what is information, what is fragmented reading, and what is knowledge. Even if just now I have introduced to you the general idea about the concepts of these 3, but it doesn't mean that they may not have other definitions. So that's why you have to do some research. And secondly, if possible, please use examples or even analogy in your writing, okay? So to wrap up today's class, I'd like to share with you a quote. Technology is a useful servant, but a dangerous master. So what is your choice? Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 19. Let's hear from the judge for your questions.
Would you please turn to your step 3?
Oh, yeah. This one?
About
Pyramid.
no,
This
about
one.
thesis statement.
Step 3. Yeah, you mean the second objective, the step 3. This one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you tell me what is the thesis statement?
This is the main argument or main idea of a paragraph or an article.
How about the topic sentence?
Topic sentence is actually the sentence that introduces the thesis statement. Yes, I know. But in this case, actually, I want to tell the students that even if they have found the topic sentence, but they may not actually know the hidden meaning there. That's why I use this thesis statement to distinguish the two concepts here. I know it's a little bit ambiguous here.
I think it's ambiguous, not ambiguous.
Yes. Sorry.
Can I understand that thesis statement is somewhat implicit?
Yes. No, is this explicit?
Yes or no?
No.
It is explicit.
Explicit, yes.
How can we find this sentence in the paragraph?
This sentence is not what we can find here, it's what we have formed by ourselves.
So it is implicit.
Well, I wouldn't define explicit, implicit in this way because explicit is in terms, actually I define it in terms of how we can express what the author actually means. So that's why I say it's explicit.
Then what is the topic sentence of this paragraph?
The first sentence.
The topic sentence.
Yes.
Which one?
Snacking is fun, but it shouldn't replace full meals.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now would you please, now can we look at paragraph 6?
Paragraph 6, yes, sure.
The last sentence.
The last sentence.
As more and more of my life was spent scanning social feeds, I realized something. Right?
Yes.
What does this feeds mean?
I think it has something to do with just now a student mentioned the 公众号. It actually means if you subscribe some kind of news source and every day you may get the news feedback on you and you can get this news, what's new about the world.
Well, as a noun, what is the original meaning?
Original meaning, as a noun means food. As a verb means to take something as
food. As a noun. Is it ordinary food or general food?
I mean, it's food that maybe you can get every day.
So you didn't consult the dictionary about this word, right?
I think this term, I know this term, actually it's an online term. Social feeds means the news that you can get. So I didn't look for the origin of the word, but I know what it means.
And I know, what does it mean?
Sorry?
What does it mean?
Sorry?
What does it mean?
What does it mean? It means the news that you can get every day, social feeds. It's actually kind of a service you get online.
In fact, from this word, we can see the attitude, the basic attitude of the author. And it is a very important word here.
Why? Could you elaborate on that? Why we can see? Yes, I think the latter part actually explain about his basic attitudes about why social feeds could explain.
No, I mean this feed, just this word feed. The original meaning of this word feed, in fact, indicates the basic attitude of this author.
Really? Could you elaborate on that? Let me know. I really checked these words actually online. And I found out it means you can get some news from it.
That is not included in my job. Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. I will find out later. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.